Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. Today is January 15th and we're going to start planting our kitchen garden. Okay, first thing we're going to plant are shallots. Now, these you'd plant just kind of like onion bulbs. We're just going to plant these. We're going to make us a little hole here. We're just going to kind of push them under and just barely bury them. And we're going to put these, of course, normally I wouldn't just cover them up, but we're going to put these about 6 inches apart. So we'll just stick them all in the ground. And I've got Sheila here. She's getting ready to start her first garden. And so she's down here helping with this one. And we're just going to put these 6 inches apart. We're going to, you got to know what 6 inches is too, huh? But anyway, we're going to go down and we're just going to plant these all 6 inches apart. Okay, now I didn't mention, now you can, of course you can see which end the roots are, and it's kind of pointed and where the top was, but that's, you want to make sure that you plant it in the ground that way. So if you plant it upside down, you're going to end up with problems. Now the next thing we're going to plant is some radishes. Now this variety, and we can make these rows sideways to here. They don't have to go down. And we'll put about 3 rows in here because we don't want too many at one time. We'll plant some more later. But these are French breakfast radishes. And when we plant these, we're just going to we're going to put a few seeds in here. That's probably a few too many, but we'll be all right. We can thin them out. A lot of times I like to plant them that way so we can actually we'll get some that comes on early and they'll keep producing for a little while. But that's all it is. We'll put just a little bit of compost over them there. And now we're going to water all this in at one time. But anyway, that's the second thing in our garden there. Now we're going to plant some carrots. And like I say, it doesn't matter which way your rows run. Being we've got market style beds, we can run short rows across it. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I like carrots, so we're going to put a few extra rows in here, and they are so pretty whenever they're growing. I don't know anybody that doesn't really like carrots. And the way we're going to do this, in carrots, in order to get them to germinate, it's got to stay moist. Now I made those rows, and that wasn't my intent. So we're going to smooth this back out, change of plans. We're going to, okay. What we're going to do is, I'm not going to make these in rows. I'm just going to spread these around. I don't want to get too many seeds, but when you put them in rows, that's all right. But if you just kind of broadcast them around the bed, I think you have a much better outcome overall. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take our hand just like this, and this is the way we're going to bury them. Now normally I would cover them. In a lot of my videos, that's the way, and you can get a for sure germination, but if you keep them good and moist, they're going to come up. So anyway, there's our carrots right there. Now we're going to plant some turnip greens. Now in the South, we really like turnip greens. And so we're just going to do these rows across here about a foot apart. And they're a quick crop, and they should be done before some of the others. So we'll put a few rows in there like that. Now I have some bulk seed that I got from from the feed store, well, or from the supplier. And we're just going to take a few and sprinkle them. We really don't want to get too heavy when we plant these, but and I don't know too many people that don't like turnip greens that's in the South. Of course, you know, there's always that one person that might not. But we just put a few seeds in there, and then we're just going to come back and cover these rows up so these have a little dirt. I'm not particular about this. These small seeds, put them real quick. They'll come up just fine. Believe me, this ain't the first time I planted turnips. All right, that's got that. Now we're going to plant some mustard greens. Now, those of you that don't cook a lot of greens, maybe, I don't know if it's just a southern thing, but turnips go real good with a mixture of mustard greens. And it's always good if you can grow them in cooler weather, which is great right now because it's kind of cool weather. And we'll do about the same amount because when we pick these, we normally just cook them together. And this is a curly mustard, so it really makes a good looking plant with its curly leaves. So if you don't like them or you haven't ever ate them and you want to try them, at least you won't miss out. You'll have some nice, interesting looking plants in your garden. But anyway, that should take care of that. Okay, now we got some late Dutch cabbage. Now it's still kind of cool, but they should do pretty good. We're going to give these a little more room because the late Dutch cabbage gets pretty good size, and we are going to put them in kind of tight because we want to utilize our space. But like I say, we're going to give them a little bit of room, and we're putting them close to the edge of the row because we don't mind if they grow off into the walkway a little bit. We just want them to grow. And these, now you can plant these a little deep. Need to go back and water them. They're kind of dry right now from being in the greenhouse. My dirt's still kind of dry here, so I'll put this hole a little deeper. And if you put them deep, you can bury them up to those leaves. That works just fine. We're going to make sure we get these in here good. That looks good. And you can get your real big plants if you want. Now all these are grown from seed. I have quite a few videos on seed starting. Now I had one that something happened to it and one that didn't come up. We're not so much worried with it. We'll just put this extra dirt out there. Okay, now we have some other cabbage. We're going to start it right here. Now this is a Chinese cabbage. This is Hilton, and I like to grow it a little bit closer together. That way it kind of keeps the weeds down they grow good still. The Hilton is a fast growing cabbage, and I like to utilize it a lot of places where I'd use lettuce too. I mean, it's mild flavor, or you could use it in a stir fry. Whoa, I might have dig that hole a little bit further down, but it'll be all right. All right, that's got that. Okay, now we're gonna plant a little bok choy, and bok choy grows pretty quick too. And we'll plant it about the same spacing. Yeah, it would be better if I had watered a little bit more. Okay, and all these transplants are kind of young, but they got a good root system, and I find that they transplant real good. And bok choy is the same way. You can bury it up to that first set of leaves there. It'll do great that way. And if you haven't grown bok choy, that might be something you might want to consider growing, because it really does taste good. You can stir fry it, or you can use it as in a salad as a lettuce replacement. Okay, and now we're going to plant some beets. I have some golden beets here. These I normally do about 6 inches apart, or pretty close. I let them get in there heavy. As long as they got good water and fertilizer, they'll definitely produce good. I multi-sow these, and I don't wait for them to get real big. I find that they grow a whole lot better when the transplants are small. They really do good, and it doesn't hurt if you bury these a little bit deep. They tend to still do fine. And it's just a matter of putting them in the ground there, kind of firm. Occasionally you'll get some that don't germinate. That's one reason why we multi-sow our beets, is so we make sure that we get a few at each spot. Now, beet seeds are a little different than a lot. You might have one seed and it germinates, and you could have 3 or 4 plants from it. That's not uncommon, because the way a beet seed is. But we'll just get these pushed in their little hole. Let's put both of these in this hole because it's just a single beat. All right, there we go. Now, that's got a lot of our crops that are ready to come out and be transplanted right now. And they should be really tasty. Now what we're going to do is come up here and we're going to plant onions. And now I just happen to have some onions that are just the right size for wanting to be planted. I hadn't cut the tops or anything. We're just going to pull them out and we're going to separate them. And now we're going to put them at this end because they're going to have to go a little bit longer as far as before they'll be ready. Some we'll eat for green onions, some we won't, but they're going to be in the ground a little bit longer. So what we're going to do is we'll start up here, and the way you do these, and I grow all mine from seed. You can go buy them if you want to spend all that money, but you can buy a few seeds and grow a whole lot of onions. And they're really good when they start out at this size because it doesn't take long for them to get adapted, unlike the ones you might buy in the store that's bundled up, because the roots are cut off, the tops are cut off, and it takes them a little bit before they start to grow again. But all we're going to do is we're going to make a little hole. We're going to put all these in there. Now, a lot of people say, oh, just plant it right on the top. Don't worry about planting it on the top. We're going to put these about 3 inches apart roughly, because what we're doing is we're going to thin these out, the green onions, and we'll eat them, and we'll let the rest go ahead and grow on. And I'm just going to plant up close to the edge of the row. It's not going to matter if they're out in the row a little bit. And when you plant this, make sure you water it in good. Now, I'm going to say the vegetables that we're planting here are most of them like a lot of nitrogen. Onions do. You can use a balanced fertilizer on these, but most of them like a lot of nitrogen. So what I'm going to do is I'll water them in first, but then I'll come back here in a day or two, and I'm going to dress them with some fertilizer that's got a good amount of nitrogen in it, organic, and I'm going to give them some fish emulsion. And that fish emulsion will really get all these started. The beets need a lot of leaves so they can grow a good bottom. The carrots need a lot of top so they can grow a good bottom. So what we'll do is we'll give them that fish emulsion, and that'll really help them out. But anyway, I'm hoping that you like what's going on here. These were some of these were suggestions in the comments as far as what we should plant, and we've got a lot more of they were some good suggestions, but it's a little early for some. These are some that should take the cool weather that's still going to be here, but next month we'll try to get some potatoes in the ground, and then we'll start working on some of our warm weather plants. But if you want to see more of this, you want to follow along, well, of course, hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you'll get all the notifications, and give it a big thumbs up. And of course, share this video so others will take that challenge to start them a new garden. Enjoy your gardening experience.